topics. Welcome to the holistic lifestyle topic today. Today's holistic part of holistic lifestyle topic, we would like to know the truth about sugar, BP, and cholesterol, my dear friends. So, whether is really there is a sugar, there is a high blood pressure, there is a high cholesterol, is anything like that is exist? So let's understand more on this, friends. About 10,000 years ago, when we were all living in forest, we were the hunter gatherers. We were the hunters, so we were earning our food by hunting. So those days, what happens? So along with us, there are a lot of other animals in the forest and all. So what used to happen is whenever we face the animal in the forest, when we are hunting, so that point of time, any tiger, any lion, anything we face, then what will happen is obviously within the physical body. So the God has provided such a way that so our BP will rise, sugar will rise, cholesterol also will rise because we need more and more energy, more glucose we need. Then what will happen is so there are a lot of stocks of glucogen within the liver. So what it does is it produces more amount of sugar, then you can run. Right. At the same time, adrenaline will come into the liver. Then it started producing a lot of the packets of sugar, packets of glucose. Then you'll be able to run faster. Same time, you need more blood to flow in order to run and escape from the animal. So likewise, from the snakes, from lions, from tigers. So in that case, what happened? Moment you see that, then all these parameters will rise inside your body. Then you keep running away, and then when you run, then what happened? So that all those values will come down, provided you are survived. You are not survived. If you are eaten by animal, nothing else. So, but when you run and then you are survived, all these parameters again it will come down. Friends. So likewise, it was happening. Now, what happened is in our physical life now, so if you just the same thing, if you make it applicable to our current lifestyle, friends, in our life also, there are many tigers and many lions are there. So in the normal society. So in your house, so what will happen is sometimes, so your own wife or husband, right, your children or your boss, wherever it is, different places, different people will act like a lion in front of you, or so they'll be looking like and they will act like a lion or tiger in front of you. So when you see them, so you are inside, the blood pressure will rise. So the BP will rise and then sugar will rise. Then what will happen is, but you can't escape out of them because you can't escape from your wife, isn't it? So you can't go out of your wife. So obviously the sugar, the blood, BP, whatever it rises, so it will be keep rising, then it will stay at one point. It will stay at one point. So that is called high BP, so high sugar, all these things we call it as. Okay. So that's how what happens, friends. So in the physical life, what's happening is so these things will be keep happening in every family, right? So now what happens? You go to the doctor. So this kind of things are happening, then your doctor will see. So you have you will declare you have a high BP. How does he declare, my dear friends? See, first thing is, so there is no question of BP, high BP, low BP, all these things. Okay, there is something called what they say. They call it as a normal. Okay, so what is normal? The value of normal BP is set by the World Health Organization, especially with the support of the America, right? The America, US. So with the support of America, they decide a particular value for it's a normal value. So anything below, anything above. If it is above that, it is called IBP. Whereas below that, they call it as a low BP, isn't it? So once upon a time, it's like a 110 by 160 is also normal. Okay, that is the values. Now what happened? They came down. So they're saying that 180 by 130, sorry, 80 by 130, something like that. Okay? So if anybody is going beyond this value, that value is declared as a high BP patient. But one thing is, in fact, this is very what we can say like it's a wrong approach, my friends. It's a wrong approach. Just is a gimmick of a pharmaceutical industries, nothing else. So who has declared all these values? Normal, abnormal, average, all these things. It is not at all correct. See, for example, so for your body, for my body, if you compare these two bodies itself, there will be my normal is different, your normal is different. Example, you take Mahatma Gandhi's normal BP. It was always 200. It was standing at 200 always, all the time. So for his body constitution, it's always 200, my dear friends. So when it is 200 always, then how can you say that it is not right? 1 second, 1 second. So likewise, sorry. So but Mahatma Gandhi, his normal was always 200. So you can imagine. So normal 200, still he was surviving. He never fall down. So no painting, nothing happened. And he was very normal. His health was always normal. And in fact, the people just beside him, like all his, the two doctors or two ladies who were always with him, they used to worry a lot by looking at, blood pressure. But for him, that's a normal. So likewise, friends. So always remember, health means like, not with the values. See, first of all, let me tell you the fact of, all this, whatever the checkup, whatever the sugar, BP, measurements, all these are all fixed by the manufacturing, basically pharmaceutical industries with the interest of producing more patients, gaining a lot of profits for the companies. They just decide. What do they do is they give a lot of grants to the scientist. So what the scientist does is, so all the scientists, take money, they try to study some of the cases. They say that we have studied 1,000 people, right? So in 1,000 people, I find that, so some of the percentage is like this, some of the percentage is like that. They make some Gaussian curve. So then in the Gaussian curve, just by observing 1,000 people, how can you decide something, parameters which are going to be common for the 800 billion people, 800 crores of people? Is it possible like that? It is highly impossible. First of all, we, we means like our physical body. Many times we discussed, we are not only the physical body, we are the physical body, mind, intellect, and consciousness. Without you taking all this into consideration, how can you decide the values? How can you say your normal is my normal? My normal is different than your normal always. You can never ever compare because my system is a non-linear system. You can't apply the mathematics to my system, physical body. You can apply the mathematics to any man-made machine. You go and apply the mathematics, all the linear mathematics, linear equations, everything to the a machine you can apply. You never apply the same linear mathematics, to the organs of my physical body, especially the physical body itself. The reason, only simple thing, your physical body is not only the physical body, it has got mind, intellect, and consciousness. You have to take all this into consideration whenever you are giving a medicine to the any person, right? Just by measuring with some instrument, you are saying that you are a BP patient. You are giving some PIP, and also you are designing and you are preparing some tablets. So chemical based tablets to that particular person. He keeps taking the tablet, right? There are a lot of adverse drug reactions. ADR. Every medicine, you ask any doctor, when you are taking the medicine, you ask him, you ask a blunt question, doctor, this particular medicine, has it got a TDR, ADR? He can never answer that. There is a ADR for every medicine you take. Then what for you are taking? You are taking it now. After some few years, as you continuously take it, it produces some other drug reactions, adverse drug reactions, ADR. So like this, friends, if you understand the truth behind all this BP, sugar, cholesterol, it's all false. Completely false. Okay? Only one thing you remember. Whenever you want to test yourself, whether you are a healthy person or not healthy person, every day morning when you wake up, you question two things I told in the previous classes. Question yourself, am I enthusiastic to go to work? If you say yes, if your answer is yes, then you are a healthy person. Next question, am I be enthusiastic to show some compassion to other person or other being? If you get the answer yes, then you're a healthy person. That's all it is. Not like, going and testing in laboratory and finding out some parameters. See, there is a one total body scanner. One instrument is there. One machine is there. What does it do? Out of your body, 500 parameters are going to be measured. Out of 500 parameters, some of the other parameters of your physical body might be out of range or in within below the range, out of the range, all this. Then with that, I can't declare that you are a patient. But that's exactly happening now. There's a screening industry, right? So all these science, friends, all these Western science has got their own motives in order to make people suffer, in order to gain out of the people suffering, people health. That's all what they're doing. Otherwise, how can you declare some values which are common to 800 crore people? Especially every value, right? Whatever you fix, a abnormal BP, high BP, low BP, whenever you are saying that, and you are fixing one value, and if people go below that, people go above that, though he is looking normal, happy all the time, then you are declaring that you are a patient, and you start giving the tablet. What happens the tablet does? So then when you, so you are, we are also like, so some illiterate people with respect to modern science or whatever, with the medical science, we illiterate people, we go and sit in front of doctor says everything and we listen so very so nicely, and then the moment he says you are a BP, so your BP is so and so high, low, then you take this tablet continuously all the life, then you feel so happy. Oh, doctor has given me the tablet now, I'm happy. It's something like, so you're also feeling comfortable because of, the taking tablet. But what is the adverse drug reaction? What is going to happen after some years for you is going to badly affect your all other organs, my dear friends. Somehow what I'm trying to say here, so when you are designing anything, so that particular, medicine or whatever it may be, it should be a body specific. That is why you take Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, what we do, we try to take the, your nadi, the pulse will take. So through nadi, we'll understand whether you are at present when I'm giving a treatment to you, whether your vata is more, kapha is more, or pitta is more. Which are the natural elements, all the 5 elements of, Panchabhutas. What are the elements which are more or less, that all that, we calculate. Then we start giving in a medicine which is going to balance these 5 elements, right? And also we consider your mind also. We have to consider your mind. We have to read your mind. See, homeopathy also, what do they do? They consider your mind and body, everything. In fact, the meditation works, the higher level, on the conscious level, it works. That is why it can cure every disease, because it starts operating at the conscious level. It starts cleansing your manomaya kosha, isn't it? So likewise, friends, so for especially I'm telling you, anybody who is suffering heart attack, all these things, it is not that, some arteries of the heart are blocked. Try to understand so many arteries which are going towards the heart, around the heart. If some are blocked also, there is a natural mechanism, there's a natural bypass is also always provided to the heart. We never need to worry, my dear friends. Only thing is, heart attack or whatever happens is because of your bad mind. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Macharya. These are the elements which drive you, which give you, it's a kind of a heart attack. So that is the actual reason. It's a bad mind. Bad mind leads to bad heart. Mind your mind always. Mind your mind. Right? So if you do that, then if your mind is pure, like peaceful, happy, joyful, no heart attack will come. Even many people are screened for the angiogram, angioplasty, all these they do these things, right? See, if you go and screen a normal person, you can find many blocks around the heart. It doesn't mean that you are going to get some problem. Heart is having the kind of functionality, it will bypass itself. It has got natural bypass system, my dear friends. One of the example, in Bangalore, one person was there. When he was 40, 50, 60 years, right? At that time, when he screened, the complete heart, all the arteries are blocked. There are blocks inside that. But still, he survived up to 95 years also. Okay? Up to 95 years also, he has been surviving. The reason is, so when you go to the doctor also, like, a famous doctor, they say that a lot of all the arteries are blocked. But it's quite normal. His health is normal, isn't it? So that's how what happens is when every day morning when you woke up, you feel energetic in your system. You have got a great energy and you are enthusiastic to work, to go toward the work. That means you are a healthy person. Why do you worry about all that? Only thing is make sure that you eat the holistic food, that is the chemical free food, and the good all the nutrients and all whatever the nutrients you need to take, you supposed to take it. Good water, good air, Make sure all these things are there. All other things, don't worry about it. Okay, all these values and so-called see what happens, friends. We are not a machine. We are not a physical machine like any motor car or a car or bike or the scooter. We are not like that. There, all the parts are independent. But here, what happened? The modern system has divided us into so many parts. One eye doctor, ear doctor, nose doctor, heart doctor. What is this? How do you really do this? Is it? I can tell you one thing. Western science is not science. It is unscientific. 100% unscientific. I can challenge this. Our Sanatana Dharma is much, much scientific, my dear friends. The reason being, there is one very good book for you. You can read that. Science Without Sense. Science Without Sense. The great book is written by the author, foreign doctor itself. Friends, like this, what happens is there are many books, Death by Medicine. Okay. So the truth about the drug companies, there are so many books are there. If you read, you will really understand what exactly going on with these industries, how they are making, how they are playing with the lives of people just for the gains of their own profit making business. For their own profits, they are doing all these kind of things, my dear friends. So you need to understand the facts. Otherwise, you will undergo again, a doctor tell you. So that's what I'm telling. We are not the mission to divide into all the parts and do it. I can't divide it. For me, so many problems in my physical body comes out of my mind. First, I have to treat the mind. How can you treat the mind? Mind you can treat with the positive counseling, right? The positive counseling and positive suggestions, and also with the kind of if you speak spiritually, what happens in a manomaya kosha and pranamaya kosha, you have to cleanse. Through meditation, you can clean. Through cosmic energy, you are going to clean definitely. So when you clean your manomaya kosha, everything else will be cleansed. Then what will happen? Your all diseases in the physical body will be disappeared automatically. So your physical body is an empty vessel, my dear friends, and with which you have a mind, you have intellect, you have consciousness. So when all these things are there, the so-called this Western science is a reductionist science. What is that? Reductionist science. It is not a holistic science, my dear friends. For that, Ayurveda is the best. Ayurveda, it consider your mind and body and consciousness, everything it considers. So that is why as per our Sanatana Dharma, this is the best thing which is suitable for our physical body. At the same time, friends, many years they have been telling about the cholesterol, right? Cholesterol is definitely required for our physical body for the functionality. But of course, there is the bad cholesterol and good cholesterol. What happens is whenever you eat more of the carbohydrates, which I've been discussing, white sugar, white rice, and white godi, all these things, then you start getting lot of glucose, collected within our blood. So these excessive glucose, what happened? As I explained earlier, also they'll be pasted. So in the inside the arteries to the heart also. So all the arteries, the walls of the arteries will be pasted. All with all this excessive glucose, they will be converted into the fat, and then it will be stored. That's where what happened. Your whatever the pipes are there, they obviously get the blockages. So these pipes, the arteries which goes to the heart will become narrow. Then that results into the high blood pressure. So that I will try to see the part of the acupuncture concept, right? Friends, so like this, HDL is always good, LDL is bad. But if you take A2 ghee is the one having a great characteristics of removing all the bad cholesterol, my dear friends. Your liver itself will throw all the bad cholesterol into the outlet through the so-called stools. Everything will go out. But only thing is, on the top of every food what you take, so try to consume the A2 ghee, that is desi cow ghee, which is going to correct your bad cholesterol also, and it provides only good cholesterol, right? So likewise, coconut oil also, it was so long time the America has not accepted at all. They keep saying that it has got lot of cholesterol, lot of fat is there in that, and then avoided that. And then they have been telling so many years like that because they want to sell all their tablets and their own products. Then in a recent while time, they again researched and they said that it's the only the best oil. Now in America, most of the people will use the coconut oil. So likewise, whatever they want to advertise, they want to push it, they'll push it to the other people. All other people will be suffering and they will be always working on their own profits and gains, my dear friends. So we can better control or cure BP, sugar, cholesterol using holistic lifestyle, natural, all the natural remedies which have been discussing, and plant-based medicines, especially Ayurveda and Mudra therapy and acupuncture or acupressure. So with these things, my dear friends, always try to come out of all these the diseases, so-called the generated artificially made diseases. I call them as a artificially made diseases. Otherwise, nothing. The body condition from one day to other day. I'm telling you again, every day it will keep changing. The reason being, every day in our physical body, 10 crores cell will die and 10 crores newborn cells will come back. In that way, you can try to understand how much is the rejuvenation happening every day in our physical body, my dear friends. So, when all this is happening, how do you treat the physical body as a linear system? It is never a linear system. It's not like any other machine. It's a non-linear system. You need only non-linear approach in order to cure any disease. In order to control anything in your physical body, you need a non-linear approach. That will happen only through Ayurveda, our own Sanatana Dharma practices. Please do that. Never ever undergo this kind of, the false informations and false, the kind of medicines which will harm your health, which will kill the person if you go through these medicines lifelong, my dear friends. Okay. So with this, so understanding this, my dear friends. Now, so one more point we'd like to discuss here. Why only men or women get heart attacks, not the animals? It's one of the point which, we never think about this, isn't it? We never think, but we have to think about it. The reason being, so the human body is a nonlinear structure, the heart is also nonlinear structure. Ayurvedic medicine is a nonlinear system and medicine that suits us. English medicine is a linear system or it's a reduction system. Animals won't get heart attack because they produce vitamin C, but our human body cannot do that, friends. So try to understand this point. Okay. So what happens is whenever there is a kind of a puncture of these arteries happen, the kind of the blood, the blood is oozing within the, inside the heart. That leads to the heart failure, isn't it? So when that is happening, particularly to stop that, if you are able to supply the vitamin C quickly, then what will happen? It will stop. But the only thing is we have no natural mechanism to do that. But all the animals, they have their own the mechanism of producing vitamin C all the time. That is why they never ever get this kind of heart failures. You won't listen, you won't heard anything like an animal got an attack and died. But always the man will get all these things at the same time. So as I explained already, all the heart attacks and whatever happens, heart failure, heart pressure, see what happens, friends. Always we think that the heart will be pumping the blood, isn't it? So it will pump out the blood and it is sucking, right? So like that. So this will be a continuous activity for her, okay, for the Hrudaya, that means our heart. So we need to be so compassionate. All the time it is working. 24/7 it is working. No other part is working like that, isn't it? So that is why we should not give much pressure to that. When you get more pressure, when you think back negatively here, when you have kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madamacharya, these Arishad Vargas, they make your mind to be stressful. When your mind is stressful, obviously the kind of pressure pass to our pumping system, that is heart. So what happens now when you when you take tension, you are in anxiety, or you're in a frustration, or you're in a anger, then what happens? The heart start start rushing the blood to that particular part. Okay, so it is going to supply a lot of blood. The reason is it needs to do a lot of activity. Then in this way, what happened? The pressure on the heart will increase. That itself we call it as a high blood pressure, my dear friends. Okay, so that's how we need to have always peace of mind. We should not give too much stress in the thoughts also, and our mind should be more or less, we have to mind the mind. Then only you'll be able to maintain the peaceful heart. Okay, right. If you have peace in the if you have peace in the mind, then you will have peace in the heart also. That's directly proportional. Anyway, friends, so other one more important point we need to notice here. See, in the society, all of us, we are suffering with a great number of diseases. Day in, day out, every one of us will be suffering, isn't it? So, one thing, very important thing we need to note down here, there are about 250 chemicals. Chemicals means they are dangerous things. You can't eat them. Eating them is the question of survival comes. So that kind of chemicals are allowed by the government itself to mix here and there in different food systems, the different items, what we use, what we eat, what we consume, in all the things, right? The 250 chemicals are allowed. The chemical factories are making all these chemicals. So do you think a government has got any kind of a responsibility or any kind of a sympathy on the human beings? Or the governments, whatever governments, so they're all collided with the factories. They all want to make money out of all these things. They are pushing about 250 chemicals they are producing, and all the time they are mixing in everything whatever we are using. Then where from you get the health? Let me tell you, where from you are going to get the health? You never get any health, my dear friends. Here is only one thing: you have to support yourself, you have to save yourself out of this conspiracy which is plotted by governments and so-called the big wigs in the industry, especially pharmaceutical industry, especially the big companies. They're all willing to make a lot of money, but they are not willing to give a great health to the one being. No question. You can never depend on any other person, dear friends. You have to save yourself, having good practices of food, lifestyle, then meditation, pranayama, all these things you must do, and then continue your life. Okay, then only you can live happily. Right.